Everyone. So today we're gonna be going over a vocal preset that I use in almost all my mixes. It's a good base to start with. It's really a base vocal preset, and then you can add your effects and shape it to how you like. It works for pretty much any rap. I wouldn't say R&B or anything, but pretty much any rap. So also this vocal preset is gonna be in the description. It is gonna be free because it is my first vocal preset. So go cop that. And I recommend getting the Waves plugin subscription. It is a subscription, but it's not super expensive, and it gives you all the plugins you need. So with that said, let's get started. So I'm gonna let it play with all the effects on and everything. So here we go.
Me, damn. Yeah, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, lower to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' cry to his family. Yeah, bullets like his house. But did they understand me? Like why he run his mouth? Like he laid up on the ground. Shit, I might fuck his spouse. Shit, I'm the big dog. Yeah, you the fucking mouse. Yeah, you can sit down. Yeah, shawty says she like me. I'm blowing out a pound. Yeah, please don't take that lightly. Let me get around. Yeah, my gun got aim, but it don't make a sound. Yeah, it's gonna be your time soon. This bitch said she got no tonsils. Damn, bitch, I'm tryna see what that mouth do. And no, I don't fuck with nobody that's around. It's some snakes, that's some face. That's that shit that I don't play. Damn, one day we gon' catch you. We gon' catch you, we gon' put you on a stretch. And the bros on the sticks, I don't think you understand. Like, bitch, like, damn, I am the man.
There's that. All right. So first thing I did, I put on Autotune, and for this vocal, personally, I wanted a lot of Autotune because I wanted it to kind of catch that reverb and make a nice tone to it, a nice sounding, kind of reverb, not reverb, but autotune sound. Um, it's different for every vocal. For your vocal, just mess around with the speed, which is right here, and mess around with the note transition. And the note transition is going to make it like a smoother transition between notes, and the speed's going to be how fast Autotune hits. So right now I have each at zero 0.1 milliseconds, so basically zero, which means it's going to be the fastest. Then let's see. So here's with it, without it.
Me, damn. One day I'ma catch you.
Then here's with it.
Me, damn. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch. Yeah.
All right. So then the next thing I did was I threw on a CLA2A. This plugin is one of the best compressors out there because it's hard to go wrong with this. Like you can overdrive it, it'll still sound, I mean, it won't sound the best, but it's very lenient and very helpful for new mixers. So right here I wanted this to hit between 7, I mean, you can do whatever, you can go all the way to 20 if you want, but I wanted to do 3, 2, and 7 between that. So here's with it off.
Me, damn. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch. Yeah, lower to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't.
And then here is with it on.
Me, damn. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch. Yeah, lower to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck.
All right, so I do want to talk about one thing right now. So I see a lot of YouTubers, a lot of these FL Studio YouTubers, like me. I usually use Pro Tools, but I think FL is easier to understand for newer people. And basically, everyone, they like to use compression a lot, which is good. But what they do is they'll compress it, and then they won't do gain makeup. So a compressor isn't supposed to be a boost the vocals, make them louder, or make them quieter. It's supposed to set an even level and just compress. So with this gain knob right here, I just took it down a little bit because this plugin was adding a lot more volume to the vocal. So you really want to make sure that you use this gain knob right here to even out the vocals to what it was before. So I should be able to just unclick and click, and it should stay the same level. So the next, I'm going to go over these two plugins because they're conjoined together, pretty much. They're the Pube Text. These, I'm probably saying that wrong, but these are the best EQ plugins, in my opinion. I know a lot of top mixers use them. The hardware version is super cool too. So anyways, here's a Pube Tech EQP1A. This I was using to boost the high frequencies and a little bit of the low. Um, this knob right here, this is what kilohertz you want it at. So it goes all the way up to 16, which is a pretty good range. So I just popped that all the way to 16. You can do 12. You could do 10. I wouldn't recommend anywhere below 10 for the high end, but for this vocal, I like 16. Then what I did is I take this boost knob, turn it all the way down, and then I'll turn it all the way up and slowly take it down until it feels right to me and it's not too harsh.
One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch.
So I'm gonna take this boost knob and just boost it all the way up and slowly take it down.
He don't give a fuck, yeah. He gon' hide to his family, yeah. Bullets like his house, yeah. Did they understand me? Like, why he run his mouth? Why he lit up on the ground, shit. I might fuck his spouse, shit. I'm the big dog, yeah. You the fucking mouse, yeah. You can sit down, yeah. Shawty said she like.
So I like it at that level right there. Then for the low end on this vocal, I wanted to boost around the 100 hertz right here, and I do recommend 100 for vocals. And I just did a 2 boost and then a 2 attenuate. And what that does, it's a really cool effect on these EQs is it has a really unique curve for the EQ, and it boosts those lows and makes it a lot warmer. And a lot of that trick is used on like the master chain or the beat itself. But I decided to use it on the vocals because I really like the sound of it. So here's before and or let's do the next plugin as well. This is a PukeTech MEQ5. This is the same one as this, except this is for the mid-range. So for the mid-range, I just went to 300, boosted 3, 1.5, boosted 3, or attenuated 3 with a dip. And so here's what they sound with. Here's what the vocal sounds with without them.
One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord told us stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' hide to his family. Yeah, bullets like his house.
So it adds a lot of that higher end, nice sounding crispiness, and then smooths out the mid range with the MEQ5. Then I wanted, the artist wanted more high end, and I wanted to match it with the vocals that were already on this beat. So I just used a VEQ4 just to boost the high ends just a little bit, 1.9 dB boost. And so I do the same thing, put it all the way up, take it down slowly. This one is really unique because it has 2 knobs in one. So the bottom knob, if you can see that bottom knob move, that's what kilohertz you want it at. And it goes all the way up to 15, which is good. Nice there. So I put it all the way up to 15. Then the second knob is how much boost you want. So you would push this all the way up and then go down until you find that sweet spot. And I do not recommend boosting this too much. Should never be above 5 dB. This plugin, it is not as lenient. Then after that, since I have all this high end, I wanted to add a de-esser. So here's without the de-esser.
One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch.
And here's with it.
One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch.
So it might be hard to hear, but it's just taking some of that harshness down. And you don't want to go above -6. It is easy to overdo this, and I just wouldn't. So I'd keep it pretty linear. It's better to do less than more. Then after that, I wanted more compression to this. What they say is if you don't have 2 compressors, it's not a good vocal. It's not gonna be a good mix. So I use the RVox. I took it down. I think it was -6-ish. But this right here, it's really good at compressing and boosting the vocals and making it more upfront. But remember about the gain I was saying, the gain makeup? This is also a compressor. So I just took down the gain until it matched evenly. So without it,
One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord told us stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah.
and then this is with it.
One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' put you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord told us stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
So it just kind of glues it together more. And then after I put the RVox on, I wanted to do a vitamin, and this is really a really great plugin. I recommend this on pretty much every vocal. So what I did was, if you can see this curve, I don't know if that's super accurate, but I didn't want to. You don't want to boost the low end in vocals too much, otherwise it'll sound muddy and just bad, and it's hard to understand. So I only did around 12 right here, and then I took this mid band down even a little bit more. Then I boosted both these highs, high mids and highs, and it should have a good little curve going. And this is without it.
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck.
And then this is with it.
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
Alrighty. So then after I added the vitamin, I added these two right here. This is a Silk vocal stereo. It's like a Soothe 2 you might have heard of, or Goldfoss EQ. It's just a cheaper version pretty much. And what I did is I wanted the low, there was a little too much low end, so I made this plugin with this low end knob right here, take down that low end a lot. And then mid, I didn't do as much, and highs I did hardly any. You want to really keep those highs crispy and nice, how you like it. So I'm gonna disable all of these and slowly go through and show you.
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you.
Now I'm turning on the low.
Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' hide to his family. Yeah, bullets like his house. Yeah, did they understand me? Like why he run his mouth? Like he laid up on the ground. Shit, I might fuck his spouse. Shit, I'm the big dog. Yeah, you the fucking mouse. Yeah, you can sit down. Yeah, shawty says she like me. I'm blowing out a pound. Yeah, please don't take that lightly. Let me get around. Yeah.
So this is also working as another de-esser. So that's why I said don't do this de-esser as much, because the Silk will take care of that harshness. Then I put on a limiter. So you got to be really careful with these limiters. Any limiter with vocals, you do not want it to clip. It cannot clip. It'll sound bad. You want it to kind of stay at the threshold and even it out more and put it more to the front with this ceiling, but you don't want this red right here. A little tiny bit is fine, but I recommend not. So without it,
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck.
and then this is with it.
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord.
So how I got there is I just took this knob, I turned it down. Excuse me. I turned it down until it was hitting around whatever my threshold I wanted to be, but it wasn't creating no red. Ooh, no red line. Got the hiccups today. All right, so let's listen to that one more time.
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' hide to his family.
So as you can tell, as you can see, there is some, like a tad bit of that red line going above 0 dB, but not enough to cause clipping. So then after this, I routed it to another track. Then on track 10 or whatever track you put it on, the first thing I want to do is I want to take off that low end, just make sure there's no low end. And then I want to kind of, in this vocal, there was a little too much low end right here, so I just took it down a tad bit. You never want to do a lot with these. And I just boosted the high a little bit with a shelf. So here's what it sounds like without it.
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' hide to his family. Yeah.
So I don't know if you can tell the difference or not. Next thing is I want to add some saturation to this. This Kramer tape stereo is super good. It gives that kind of Ken Carson-ish vibes. I think he might use this. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. But with this plugin, I put the record level and the playback both at 12 right here. Then I put the flux to 250 and I turned pretty much everything off. Speed's at 15 and blah blah. So without it,
Me, one day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lord to the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' hide to his family. Yeah, bullets like his house. Yeah, did they understand me? Like why he run his mouth? Like he laid up on the ground.
so it gives it a nice tone to it. Then I'm gonna go over these two next because they're hand in hand. So the parametric EQ, there was some harshness and I took out a little more low end right here. Took that down a little bit, and then I took some of the mids down right here. It's a little harsh, kind of weird sounding. And then I took down the highs. I don't even know if you can see this, but I took down the highs just a tad bit, hardly any. And then after I put that EQ on, I wanted to take some of that sibilance out. It was a little harsh for me. So I put this at 12.3. I recommend not doing too much reduction on this knob right here. I just leave these. But this knob right here, if you do too much, it can make it hard to understand what he's saying because it takes out a lot of that sibilance, that S to that pronunciation. So make sure you don't overdo this. So with those two on, it sounds, with those two off, it sounds like this.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
And then this is with it on.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah.
Okay, so that right there. Oh, there's one more. Then I just added. Oh yeah, I just added a CLA 2A. I like the tone of this a lot, and so I like to put it at the end of every mix on the vocals just to kind of keep that tone. And I barely do any compression. I have it maybe hitting 1, hitting 3, maybe a little bit on like those really louder parts, but usually it's around -1 or -2. And then again, make sure to do the gain makeup, and I put it down a lot here so it matches evenly with before. So here we go.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' cry to his family. Like bullets like his house. But did they understand me? Like why he run his mouth? Like he laid up on the ground. Shit, I might fuck his spouse. Shit, I'm the big dog. Yeah, you the fucking mouse. Yeah, you can sit down. Yeah.
So I just like that tone that it adds. Then I routed these three, or this track, to these 3 channels, and I kept it on the master because these are going to be our effects. So the first thing I did was I added a doubler, and I wanted it, the other vocals on this song they were really wide, so I wanted to make this wide as well, but not too wide. So I went to the doubler track, put on a doubler. I just did the doubler 4 voices preset right here, and I left that how it is. Then with this knob right here, you turn it to 0, and you play your song, and you slowly turn it up until it sounds about right to where you want it.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he gon' cry to his family. Yeah.
Alright, there you go. Then that's the first route. The second route is to an H delay. So this BPM I know says 140. Don't know if you can see that or not. But the real BPM of this beat is 91. So I went to this millisecond tab. The bass is going to be, when you open it's going to be on BPM. But I went to that millisecond tab, and I turned it down. I think it was 72 or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. But you just put a link below to a reverb, delay, and reverb calculator. And you just want to put in your BPM, whatever the beat is. And then it'll give you this in milliseconds. Just turn this ping pong on. And I put the high pass, so this is going to take out some of the lows at 100 hertz. You can do 60 if you're like more low end vocal, but I wanted this to be kind of, didn't boost that lows anymore. Then on the low pass, so it takes out the highs, I just put it at 14.6 kilohertz, just to take off that 15 and 16 and 18 kind of harsh high end. And I did put the ping pong effect on. This just pans it left and right, and it can make a good chorusy sounding effect. So the same thing I did with the fader, put it all into 0 and turn it up until I like it.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
Sweet. And then the next thing is just a reverb. I just threw the preset plate 1 on, didn't change anything. Did the same thing with this until I got it at the perfect level. So this is what it sounds like.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck.
So without any of the doubler, delay, and reverb, this is what it sounds like.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
And this is with all the effects on.
Me down. One day I'ma catch you. Yeah, we gon' catch you, we gon' push you on the stretch. Yeah, Lil' told the stick, yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck. Yeah, he don't give a fuck.
Alright, so if you like this tutorial, please subscribe and leave a like, and then comment down below what you want next. The one with the what artist type vocal preset, what I should do next is. And whoever has the most likes in the comment, I will do. Thank you all.